Hey guys, this is a little video about common sense. Not so much teaching about the Trinity or anything else, but I think everyone can benefit from a little thought about a little common courtesy. Um, this video is probably a complete waste of time to make, but to the people that disagree and the likes, and that's fine. I have no penchant on truth and can just say, oh, I'm right. But if you're going to disagree with something in a video, don't do the following things. Number one, it's just blatant name calling. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. Um, wow, you are lost. You're a heretic tonight. That stuff doesn't add anything to the conversation. It doesn't prove me wrong. It doesn't prove me right. It's just a complete waste of time. And it's you just saying stuff because you feel the need that you have to say something. My videos are out here for all to see. If you have something to strongly disagree with me about, make your own video, would be my best advice. Number two, and this is probably the worst one. This shows the most ignorance and just you're so addicted to your point of view, is verse bombing. Posting 20 verses in a row with your slightly twisted exegetical skills makes you look like a moron. Okay, it adds nothing to the conversation, and it has nothing to do with the video. It just makes you look really, really ignorant. Quoting verse after verse at a verse completely out of context, and it's just not a good format for that. You'd be better off sending a personal message with a couple points, wrapped up in a very concise manner. But verse bombing is like the betrayal of ignorance. You already know what you're dealing with when you've been verse bombed. Okay? So don't do that. Don't do that. 3, ignoring all the content in the video. This one is way up there too. When someone makes a video, whether it's a Trinitarian or a Unitarian or a Sabellian or whatever, they make it about a specific subject, usually centered around a specific point, using specific verses. If you're not speaking about those verses in their context or that specific point, if somebody is like my video on John 17 and Isaiah 44, if I'm talking about those two verses and I'm making a very specific point about them, there's no point in quoting Genesis or Numbers or Exodus and all this other stuff because you think it's really intelligent to do so. So, once again, it doesn't add anything to the conversation. If you can't do these simple things, I would suggest that you just either thumbs up or thumbs down the video or nothing at all. Because for what anyone wants to say, like I said, my stuff and many other people's stuff, Trinitarian and non-Trinitarian, this stuff is up there. It's for everyone to see. So it's not hiding. You interact with the material. If you can't stop from doing these things, you're what I call a Trinitarian. Okay, you're a Trinitard. You just can't help it. That's a sign that you're just gone mentally. You are just shot and you pay no attention to the context of anything or discussion. And it also shows, I feel really sorry for the people in your personal life because it blatantly shows that you cannot hold a conversation with anybody about anything that you disagree with. So that's it. That's my rant. Don't do those things. Name calling, verse bombing, and not commenting on the actual content of the video. Bringing up another verse once again. bringing up some verses to say, well, what about these? That's great and everything, but the video is not about those. Feel free to make a video about those verses, and somebody may respond to them with the video, but that's not changing the, it's changing the context, it's changing the point. Quoting another book of the Bible and stuff to go against the video that's specifically about a certain chapter, and other people are gonna say, oh yeah, no, talk about that specific context, that specific verse, that specific book. Keep it relevant. It just doesn't make any sense to bounce all over the Bible. Nothing is said, nothing is communicated. It's just, and it turns into verse bombing. That's eventually what happens. So, don't be a Trinitarian. Just, please, show some common sense and courtesy and interact with the material. If not, a simple thumbs down will be fine. And if you have a bigger point to make, a personal message would be much better than trying to eat up 15 comment spaces with your awesome points that can't be refuted. So, use some common sense. God bless.